Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Sunjae Mayul from the Korea Promotion Institute. I know that this event is organized by the Ministry of the Agriculture, Food and the Rural Affairs, and the topic that we will discuss today is the value of the Northeast Asia's culture, Dujang culture, and the inscription of the Korea's traditional Jang culture on the UNESCO ICH or in intangible cultural heritage. I also like to extend my welcome and appreciation to the participants online as well as offline. We also have a distinguished guest here, and I'd like to express my special thanks to the Lee Jae-uk, the Deputy Minister, Ministry of the Agriculture, Food and Rural Affairs, as well as the other experts in this area. Of course, we are undergoing unprecedented crisis due to the COVID-19, and I feel very sorry that we could not actually meet and have a meeting physically, but we still could have this hybrid webinar. Our institute has been working very hard to inscribe the Korea's traditional Jang culture on the UNESCO ICH, and we also prepare all the dossier from the 2017, and we also set up a task force team for the successful registration of the Korea Jang culture, and we also set up the mid to long-term plan for the successful registration. And from 2017 to 2019, we also launched diverse campaigns and as well as activities. At the same time, we also organized the fermented food culture forum for the widespread of the junk culture. And in 2019, the Jang making culture was designated as intangible cultural heritage. And in 2022, we really want the Korean Jang culture to be registered in the UNESCO ICH, and of course we need to wait for the result, and we'll be working very hard. In our food culture, the Jang culture has been with us for such a long period of time, and that this is a most representative fermented food, and then another symbolic seasoning for all of us. The futurist Alvin Toffler also mentioned that the we had a different era, even in the taste. Of course, we had a salt, that is the first era, and the second era is the seasoning, and the third era is the fermentation in his book, in his publication. The Jang has, or the soybean has rich protein, and it also is undergoing a fermentation process. So this is perceived as a very healthy food. And in the Korean, the medical book called the Dongi Jang is indispensable diet in the Korean food. And at the same time, it also can relieve the fever of the sick person. So sometimes this is also used as a kind of medical purpose. The Jang making culture has been preserved for such a long period of time, and the people actually put a lot of effort in preserving the taste. We normally boil the soybean harvested in November, and before we make a Jang, we put all the efforts, and sometimes we try to clean ourselves to get prepared for that. And sometimes we also Thai. The other seasonings include the pepper so that the other worms or the insects would not go in. And in the lunar calendar year, the January 15, we also had a special ceremony, and we also had a special ritual as well as the festivals. And sometimes we also had a special threading ceremony near the platform where the Jang jars are placed. So again, this is a special wish to have a preserving the taste of the Jang. I believe that the Korean Jang culture has a very high value in terms of the asset. So whenever we make a new jang, then sometimes we also put the special or the original the jang, whose the taste has been together with our ancestors. So this means that sometimes we mix the original jang together with the new jang that we make. So this is a kind of blend. Again, I like to emphasize that the jang has been perceived as a very healthy food, and this is deeply rooted in our Korean culture. Of course, the cultural value has been changed over time, and at the same time, the significance of jang also has changed in our diet these days, especially among the modern people. So I think this is a very useful and informative occasion because we can discuss the value of the Northeast Asia's Dujang culture, and definitely also can exchange ideas on the successful registration of the Korean's traditional Jang culture on the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage. I think we also can exchange our knowledges as well as the know-how on the Northeast Asia's Dujang culture. I would like to conclude my remark by thanking all the participants as well as the distinguished the speakers today. My thanks also go to the online participants. I hope that today's forum could be very fruitful as well as informative to all of you. Thank you very much.